Can you guys tell me a little bit about this? I know that Pierre, you kind of spoke to having creative friends and being able to kind of just run with the concept. But this is something that you all did in tandem or, I guess in response to one another. What came first, the poem or the painting, or were they kind of done simultaneously?
Yeah, so again, just because I have very, very talented, you know, uh, artist friends, I can call and say, "Hey, Kezia, do you want to produce a poem about freedom?" And she's like, "Oh, yeah, cool." And she just did her thing. I mean, it wasn't. She didn't have a whole bunch of time, but I just called her with the concept. I'm very like, as you could tell by the painting, I'm more of like, I guess I favor abstraction a little bit, so I like to just see how things play out. So I'm not into like giving too many boundaries and stuff. I just said, hey, theme would be freedom. So
Okay, so I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I would like to read a little excerpt from the poem that spoke to me. And so if you ask 1,000 Black people what freedom really means, you'll get 1,000 different answers, and all 1,000 of them will sing a song of equality, a song of justice, songs to dismantle institutions of oppression, encouraging and empowering us to walk the pathway to freedom paved by our ancestors. And, I thought that it was a very beautiful way of kind of discussing a very sad reality. And that is that, no matter what else freedom could possibly mean to you, as a Black person, it always includes being treated like a human being.
Right.
And so, can you just tell me, like, how did you draw upon these different emotions to kind of create this beautiful poem?
First, thank you so much for the compliment. I think that one thing when it comes to Black people, what tends to happen, even among Black people, is we are viewed as a monolith, like we're just one existing body of things, like we're not individuals with different ideals and different perspectives and different kind of things that we adhere to. And so I think it was really important to kind of play with that monolithic type of view that others have of us, but also talk about the individuality, how all of us, we just want, like you said, we just want to be treated like humans. We just want to be treated fairly. We don't want there to be institutionalized racism. We don't want there to be oppression. There's been more than enough of that. And so I think that it was just important for us to be seen as a group, but a group of individuals. And all of us, no matter how we put it and frame it, wanting the same thing, no matter what it looks like, but wanting the same thing and recognizing that we deserve the same thing.
Absolutely. And so, I know poets, you got all y'all have the feelings, and then you put the words to it. And so I guess, what does this 57th anniversary of the March on Washington, what does that really mean to you? Seeing how hot this summer has been, and like all of just really the chaos, the utter chaos 2020 has brought. Like, do you feel like this is one of those truly pivotal points in our nation's history?
Absolutely. And what a year for, like you said, what a year for it to happen. What a time for it to occur. We're in the midst of a cultural revolution. We're in the midst of a global pandemic. We're in the midst of whatever this election is about to be. And just kind of all of these things happening at once. And then how sobering to kind of commemorate the March on Washington at this time. And so many emotions, so many things. I can reflect on, how my mom, when she was younger, I'm from the South, I'm from Tennessee, I'm from Memphis. And so that's where Dr. King was shot and killed. So we heard about Dr. King constantly, and we had a different perspective of it, because I could go downtown to the Civil Rights Museum and see where it happened. My mom talking about how she marched. I'm very close to just a lot of the things that happened around Memphis in that area, and it's important to me. So for me to be here and kind of seeing this 57th anniversary unfold, it is awe-inspiring, like, just to kind of watch it. And it also makes me wonder what my grandparents and relatives who have passed and ancestors would even think about the world today, like for Black people, and kind of during this commemorative time. So
Absolutely. I remember being a child and learning about civil rights and thinking, oh my goodness, I don't know how I could have possibly lived in such a time where all of these things were happening, and I think that as a child, some of us have the luxury of being shielded from certain realities, because as you come into adulthood, you realize that you are living in this time. And that is a very heavy thing, I think, when you come into it. Yeah. So, Pierre, what from this poem resonated most with you? How did we get this painting? What was that? What was your thought process? What was the most, striking?
I mean, the whole thing it just kind of hit me heavy. I thought it was wonderful. I like the length of it was perfect and beautiful, and it was rhythmic, and it kind of like it almost broke up cinematically to me. So it was like Act 1, Act 2, Act 3, kind of all just, I mean, it was just beautiful. So for me, it was with that kind of storyline type of roller coaster that I felt. I just wanted to kind of create something where it felt like it was movement, right? Mm-hmm. So, and it felt like pathways, because that was something that was stated in the piece is pathways. But then what I wanted to do is I wanted to take some of the words and just apply it to the actual title, and what it means is, so you see their actual pathways, but one of them is jointed and the other ones move as though they will be jointed together. So freedom's path right now is in a way a beautiful lie to me, because it's something that we're told, and they want us to feel like we're free, but we're not. But as we're moving, we're connecting, and the pathway is getting to a point of connection, but we're still working at it. So that was kind of the idea of it.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. Thank you for explaining that. We always want to break down the abstract.
Right.
Yeah, but so in your lifetime at this point, do you think that you will see, or that we will see, a space or a time where we are truly free? Or do you think that, like, I guess, how long do you think, like, we're going to have to continue to march? What important or milestone things do you think must happen in order to really shift the tides?
Well, to be quite honest, just a complete overhaul, just a dismantling, because it's the backbone of this country is oppression. It's oppression. And so everything has been built. I mean, the economy was built on the backs of slaves. Like, everything is oppression. Everything is rooted in something that keeps a people down. And so an overhaul, complete dismantling of these systems that are built to separate, systems that are built to oppress, systems that are built to keep down, just a complete overhaul. It's obvious that the people have outgrown the systems. Mm-hmm. They're not working. They're functional because they are the way things have always been, but they're not working. And this is what we're seeing. That's, when we see on TV every day, kind of the chaos and how it's continuing. The system, that's what's been happening. The system has been gradually breaking down, just proving to us that they weren't built to last. They were built to sustain for the time period in which they were built, but they weren't built to last. And I think one thing that's happening right now is America is being forced to take a really long, hard look at itself and its values and how they are skewed.
Absolutely. Absolutely. This is definitely a reckoning moment, I think. Absolutely. And so it'll be really interesting to see how today's march unfolds. And, we're coming into a we had a hot summer, and I don't think that fall is going to cool down, to be honest. We've got an election that is going to be pretty brutal. And, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what will happen, to be very honest with you all. I am not sure what will happen. And different circles are having different, one people are like, oh, it's about to be blood on the streets. We're about to be, it's crazy because the states still have so much domain over what happens. And we really are in a wild, wild west situation. As civilized as we are today. So I'm not going to weigh you down with more questions. Can you tell the people a little bit about yourself as a poet and where they can find some of your work?
Absolutely. So on Instagram at Hey There Kezia. It's down there in the description. I'm pretty active on Instagram, also on Facebook, Kezia A.S. They can find my poetry at heytherekezia.com. And I'm around. I have also a line called Native Tongue, which is the Instagram for that is NTV. NTVTNGDOTCO. So nativetongue.co is the Instagram, and that's where this shirt is from. Clout does not equal impact.
I love that.
And a few others as well. So I'm around, very active on social media. I would love to connect with you.
All right. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much. And so we are going to get ready to hear from Marcus Dowling, who is a contributing writer here with The Bridge. And so I would just thank you both for contributing to this issue, for being open for this conversation, and, for the work that you're doing to advance us as a people forward.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you for having us.